Hi there, and welcome to Tech Power. Now I've unboxed the Apple MacBook Pro. Let's see what steps need to be taken to set it up. The first step, after we've turned on the computer, is to select the language we want the computer to be set up in. You can use the touchpad to scroll to the desired language, which in my case is English. Then you click the Continue button. Next up, we need to select the country we live in. If your country does not show up in the initial list, you can click the Show All option, and then you should be able to find your country. When you found your country, you select it and click the Continue button. Next, we get another language-specific option. That is to choose the layout of the keyboard. In my case, it's Icelandic. The same applies here. If you don't see your language, you can click the Show All option and find your language and then click the Continue button. Now you have to connect the computer to the internet. And in my case, that is a Wi-Fi network. You select your Wi-Fi network from the list, enter the Wi-Fi password, and then click Continue. In the next step, we are offered an option to transfer information from another Mac or PC. This is very convenient if you have an old Mac lying around that you want to transfer data over, or even if you have an old PC there. But in my case, I'm gonna skip that. So we simply press Continue in this step. Next up, we have an option to enable location services. This allows us to use maps and locate the computer if we misplace it. So this is a neat feature. So we check that option and click Continue. Now we have to sign in with our Apple ID. This step can be skipped by selecting the Don't Sign In option, but we are going to sign in to enjoy the many features this offers. So we input our Apple ID and password and click Continue. Then we have to agree with Apple's terms and conditions, and of course we'll do that by clicking the Agree button, and then confirm that by clicking the Agree button in this dialog as well. The next step is to create an account for the computer, where we have to fill in our full name, an account name, and the password for the account. And we have to re-enter the password to confirm it. In addition, we have an optional password hint if you forget your password. Then we have two more options. One that allows your Apple ID to reset the password for this account, and the other one to select the time zone based on the computer's location. And we will allow both of them and then press Continue. Now we wait for the computer to set up the account for this computer. And while we wait, we get the option to allow Find My Mac to use the computer's location, which we will allow. Next up, we can set up iCloud keychain for this computer, which means that iCloud can remember password between different devices that support iCloud. We'll simply set that up later to speed up the setup process, so we simply select Setup Later and click Continue. Next, we get the option to use File Vault, which encrypts all data on your computer, but for now we are going to skip that. So we'll uncheck that option and click Continue. And finally, the last step of the setup process is to decide if you want to send diagnostic and usage info to Apple. We'll agree to that by simply clicking the Continue button. Now we just have to sit back and wait for the computer to perform the final steps of the setup process. When that is all finished, we can now start enjoy all the great features of the MacBook Pro. So that was the setup process for the MacBook Pro. I really hope you found this useful and it could help you set up your own MacBook Pro. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. See you in my next video.